अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज 8 मार्च है और आज मैंने सोचा कि क्यों ना मैं आज अपने जो लेटर्स मैंने कहा था, मैं वन वर्ड लेटर्स जो हैं जिनके ऊपर मैंने लिखे हैं, पहले मैंने 2 ऑडियो शेयर किए थे, तो आज मैं उसका एक सोचा कि वीडियो बनाऊं और उसका मकसद ये है कि ये आई कैन आर्काइव एंड सेव इट ऑन माय यूट्यूब चैनल एंड अपलोड इट देयर and it allows me to be seen by anybody in the world. I have got over 200 and 300 followers, so they would see this and read my thoughts on different subjects. Today is movies, so I will be consulting my notes which I wrote, as it is I cannot remember each and everything which I wrote, and I cannot speak extra more. I could if I had memorized it, but I don't want to waste time on it. So this is about movies today. I wrote this on 22nd of December 2023. So here it goes. My dear mentor, my pathfinder and my partner in solitude, all in one word, the movies. I did not choose you, but you chose me. And it would not have been possible had it not been my father who ignited this flame, this addiction of movies. In hindsight of more or less 60 years, my long walks with my other siblings to Regal and Abdad Cinema in Quetta with my father, the matinee shows, mostly the first on the second day of screening, were always the highlights of the week. Other than a journey to Ayub Cricket Stadium to play at different clubs, we would exchange our notes about movies. To the reader, it may sound as if this is all we did. This was not the case. Though more literary pursuits were not out of what we were expected to keep ourselves up to the mark. Our meager pocket money was enough to spend on movies. I have not known many of friends or colleagues who had the stamina like mine to have continued on this wonderful journey of movie watching. I consider myself lucky not to get fatigued and give up. Instead, every movie I watched, more or less, I would like to closely observe how actors dressed up, how the sets were set up, how costumes matched the era which were portrayed in that movie. The importance of props also figured out. I then, as years passed, realized how hundreds of people behind the camera worked. Except for the lead actors and filmmakers, they remained more or less obscure. Yet their names, titles, and area they worked on will always be there. Watching Hollywood movies made us realize that our way of living, our customs was far different. They, however, showed remarkable skills in capturing and portraying their values. The magic of childhood captured by them and showing personal relationships showed me the contrasting views. Everything has been etched in my memory, though they have the tendency to dissolve. Then came the monster movies, like the first ever I saw in a theatre was King Kong. Those were not the days of special effects, and everything shown then amused me now. King Kong series of all films produced later portrayed the violent and fatally destructive tendencies of that creature. Yet, invariably, the other side of the powerful and humongous creature was shown as love. As always, the beast would wander off in the wilderness or be killed. In case of other animal-related films, in the message conveys was of preservation. Then came the age of superheroes. I read books and comics and gradually found how Marvel movies, once part of my comics collection, exploded on the screen. All about good and evil, and the endings were either bad or good. What fascinates me is the power of film. I find it alluring how writers, directors, and producers make films using all their imaginative and technical skills, more so the former quality. There may be sometimes similarities in the plot, but the selection of particular actors to fit into character is simply superb. Take the example of one of the all-time great film, The Shawshank Redemption. Superb dramatization and setting and acting of lead actors is simply superb and marvelous. I take this movie as a story of hope. Then the spoken lines is what always grabs my attention. There was a time when I hated subtitles, but not so now. I get absorbed not only in the acting but how the dialogues are delivered. The development of characters, the way they would say their dialogues. I remember a line in that setting, nothing could have been better said. You met me in a very strange time of my life. The depth, it explains everything. There are many good male and female actors whose delivery of words and lines has affected me. Some of these actors I can recollect their names, such as Anthony Hopkins, Peter O'Toole, Gregory Peck, Meryl Streep. They are all masters in their work. Surely there are many more. I remember these now. I have also found how the media, the film producers have used this as a platform where plots are spun to turn heroes into villains, cast them in a darkest light. For example, the Native Americans. I mean the Red Indians, and also the Chinese, and the gory effects of killings of gangs in the movie Gangs of New York. The destruction of Statue of Liberty by the apes in the movie Planet of the Apes, as if the liberty and its concept can only be destroyed and taken away not by any man, but by apes. What an idea! Especially when the last line uttered by Charlton Heston, looking at the remains of the statue, he said, "You blew it up." I found it very funny considering it was all about liberty when the idea killed in millions in name of liberty and freedom, and in the end then it came down to be demolished statue of freedom idea. The other human emotion I observe with great admiration is display of pain and anguish, heartache, tears, I mean everything connected with these emotions. The acting skills have, for some actors, have earned them Oscar awards. Pain, when it comes, your life is turned grey. Sometimes you do not notice it. I think pain is the feeling of weakness leaving your body. But we are all weak and we try to show that we are stronger, or at least trying to be stronger. And the pain we feel is to remind us every day to do better. One thing which I like about the movies is that sometimes it tells us in 100 minutes or so of its running time that we are not alone, and our own personal life and story is replicated somewhere now and also in the past. I have this good or bad habit of noting down lines which I like from the movie Predator. I have no time to breathe. In another, when you grow up, your heart dies. This one I am big. It is the picture which got small. A line from Gladiator, "What do we do in life?" echoes for eternity. In another, "Life always finds a way." Movies are the stuff where the dreams are made of. I can cite many scenes, but my memory in most of them seem to be a lot dissolved. But I must write a few noted lines from one of the best on my list. That is from the movie Father. I, after watching it, predicted Anthony Hopkins will win an Oscar for Best Actor for his role he played, especially the scene where he utters these lines. And this I wrote about 3-4 months before the Oscar award ceremony. Anthony Hopkins in this movie is suffering from acute dementia. My words may not justify his class, but here it is. Let me read them for you. My mummy, I want my mummy. Have someone fetch me now. No, no, I want my mummy. I want her to come and fetch me. I want to go home, he cries. I feel as I am losing all my leaves, the branch and the wind and the rain. I don't know what is happening to me anymore. Do you know what is happening to me anymore? This was just perfect and marvelous. Now, for 3 years now, I have not watched a movie in any theatre. But then I watched series after series with a dear friend, commented on scenes and enjoyed. What an experience it was, and it has been. Unforgettable, especially watching the entire 10 seasons of Friends, each season of 24 to 25 episodes. It was a free session of laughter, one after the other. Sadly, one of the actors, Matthew Perry, died young. I do not think there can be another series like Friends. A line, it is so hard to forget. Pain, it is even harder to remember sweetness. We have no scars to show for happiness. We leave so little from peace. I love movies. I have learned so much from them. I love most my friend, the movie fan, with whom I watched all these films. Thank you very much. This is what I wrote about the movies. And I'm going to, in future, make videos of the rest of the letters or notes I have written for myself. So I take, this is 12 minutes and 48 seconds, and if I can't upload it on, I'll have to compress it. So you have to forgive me. Take care. Ciao, ciao.